Oh, there's T-Mac. I'm working on a couple traps for Gene. He's got a pan tension set screw here that's stripped out. I'm going to replace it. This one here, the latch, where the dog latches into the pan is rounded off, rusted. Needs some work done on it. We're going to fix that up. I know not everybody has a set screw laying around. I just so happen to have them. Okay, you can order them from any trapper and supply store, but they're usually brass and they'll strip out. Well, at least the Dukes. With a cheaper trap, you get what you pay for. That's why I modify mine. And I got this stuff laying around. My dad, he never throws anything away. I guess he'd what you would call a hoarder. But he doesn't hoard useless crap. He hoards stuff that you need. And it comes from back when he was growing up. He was very poor growing up. That's why the rabbit trap that I showed you, that hobby trap, that was a poor man's trap. You built it with just what you had. And he used those to catch rabbits and food because he was poor. He had, I think there were 6 of them altogether, maybe 7. Okay, yeah, he had I had to count them up. He had 6 siblings. There were 7 altogether. Growing up in Oklahoma, that during it was 50s. It was pretty rough in this country. Pretty rough in Oklahoma, and so he learned survival through living it. Poor ways. He's always talking about the old timers he used to talk to when he was a kid, and he used to clean out houses for a nickel. Just whatever he could do to help out, work, to survive. And, so he doesn't throw anything away, and that's good. It works out a lot of times. It keeps me from going to the store a lot. I got so many of these screws, I'll never have to order a set screw for a trap ever again. But, he was always had that mentality of, if you can use it, save it. Now, am I saying go be a hoarder? No. Okay? Especially if you live in town. You can't hoard in town. The citizens in town pay some guy's wages to drive around and give other people tickets for having dirty yards. This is America. If I want to mow my yard, I ain't gonna. But I live in the country, I can do that. Anyway, I got a little off subject there. Got snow coming in the building. But, this thing, when these are stove up like that, I'm just going to give it a little bit of oil. A little gun oil. Let that set for a little while. Of course, we'll have to boil that trap up before we use it again with that oil on there. This one here, I had a little file around here and I can't find it, but we're going to try it with this file. It's a little big, but we're going to make it work. Just want to run that file in there as straight as we can. See, the top of that dog runs downhill. We don't want that. We're going to straighten that sucker out too. You don't want that trap leading the way, you know what I mean? You want a nice, somewhat flat edge. Working on your pan. See, I got a nice flat edge in there for that thing to sit on. So that one there ought to work for him now. As soon as that one there gets done soaking in some oil, loosening up a little bit. I'll go ahead and pull it out and change out the deal on this one. This one here looks to me like these pins that the springs are riding on are angled down, which is making the ears or the springs tilt down, which is making the jaws not line up. So alright, so I got them closing good, but this spring over here is dragging, and the pan is crooked. Pan crooked, that's easy to fix. You just grab it. Probably done something to it on the vise over there. And just give it a small twist back into shape. That's it, man. The pan done. Now we got a jaw or a spring dragging right there on some rust. This thing must have been out of action for a while. So what I'm going to do, get my gloves on. When you're messing with these springs, you don't want to get popped in the finger because it hurts. I'm sure it'll work its way out eventually, but we're going to help it out. Just pop that spring off. Drop that trap jaw down, or that, and we're just going to, you can see where it's rubbing at, there's fresh rust. We're just going to give it a little bit of a makeover, buddy. Well, there you guys have it. A little tweaking, a little torquing, a vise. I really didn't, I mean, you can hit them springs pretty good with the hammer sometimes and get that bend out of them, so you don't really need a vise, but a vise helps. A file, screwdriver, pair of pliers. Man, that's about all you need to fix a trap. A little bit of oil for that stove up one. If he'd got to me sooner, I probably wouldn't have needed it. But anyway, traps, pretty simple machines, pretty easy to take care of, pretty tough, and you don't need a whole lot of equipment to keep them running. Well, I sit corrected. The oil has not worked. I know all I said is you need a few simple tools, but we're getting serious now. I've got to drill this sucker out. We got her off now. So, to add to your simple tools, keep a drill on hand with a bit. That's a, what size was that? 7/64. Punched it through there. Now we don't have nothing to worry about. Change it out. There we have it. Our new set screw is in. Maybe it's not as pretty as the brass, but it was sure a lot cheaper. And I didn't have to run to town to get it. So anyway, here we are working on some traps. None of them are mine. Mine's still busted over here. I'll probably get to it. Man, I might take it all apart and redo it because This bottom frame is bent from when that cow stepped on it. Turned it over and just stepped on it. I can't believe it. The stuff we have to put up with, us trappers, just to trap somebody's property, but it's all worth it in the end. I got $7 in that trap probably, and we've caught some good fur over on that property, so yeah. Anyway, just some simple fixes on your traps. Remember to share us, like us, tell your friends. Hey, Around the Cabin, it's on the Roku channel now. Roku box. If you got a Roku box, you can go to the Around the Cabin. Probably see me on there somewhere. Our live shows we do. And I'm working on putting up some special shows. So just go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I'm glad for all you guys out there. You really, you're the reason why this is happening. And of course the man upstairs, he keeps blessing us. So God bless you. And I'll see you next time. Special thanks to Deep South Trapping Lures. Check them out on Facebook or www.binevilleoutdoors.com. For tons more videos, go to our YouTube channel, Wild for the Outdoors. You can also see them at www.wildfortheoutdoors.com, and be sure to visit our online store. And don't forget to go to Facebook, like us, share us with your friends, and hey, remember, it's your God-given duty to manage this land.